live on YouTube. It's fantasy football with the Dork and the Dude.
I'm the Dude.
And I'm the Dork.
Here we go.
Here we go. Playoffs are here. Championship weekend coming up.
Yep.
What do you think of the games? The past week.
Okay. Well, let's see. I like the outcome of the Houston game.
Okay.
I grabbed it at 9.5, about 2 hours before kickoff. I was monitoring to see if there was any big move, and somebody must have thrown a shitload of money on there. One of these syndicates, betting syndicates or something.
Oh, okay.
And felt really lucky to win because of the damn safety.
Yeah, well, that's gambling. Sometimes, what do they say? Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you.
Mm-hmm.
So...
well, what did you think about the game in particular? The predictable penalties that were bullshit.
Yeah, they we got. I guess you got to figure.
Houston, we have a problem.
Figure that into the mix. I mean, I don't know.
But how can you?
That's the thing. Yeah, how can I? I don't know. I just don't know what to say about it.
It gives KC bettors an edge in every game, but how much of an edge? Who knows?
Who knows? We talk about it rigged, but I don't think it's rigged, specifically in the sense that there's somewhere in the NFL where they said Kansas City's going to three-peat.
Right.
And we're going to make sure of it.
Uh-huh.
But I do think the refs are giving them superstar treatment.
No doubt.
And
well, it's like the refs in NBA. No, Michael Jackson can't travel. I mean, Michael Jordan can't travel.
Mm-hmm.
Right, remember? That's a bitch. You take 3 fucking steps from the free throw line and dunk the son of a bitch without dribbling. And
but
so it's the same type shit.
Everyone does that now.
Doesn't make it right.
Yeah, but every champion gets every superstar got treatment in the NBA.
Yep.
Every like I said in the Bills,
certain hitters in baseball might get a bigger strike
right.
zone.
There was a book years ago by an umpire, and he used to talk about who am I if Pete Rose doesn't think it's a strike, who am I to call it a strike if he doesn't swing it?
Well, then what the fuck are you doing there?
What the fuck are you doing there? Let Pete Rose call the pitches, asshole.
I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, me too. And
it's prevalent, but now with gambling as widespread as it is, there's a lot of people, a lot of money riding on these fucking games, and now it's before it was just, oh yeah, everybody knows KC gets all the fucking calls, or for 20 years before that, everyone knows New England gets all the fucking calls. What are you going to do? Well, now with all this fucking money, people are getting upset because they're losing bundles and bankrolls.
Back in the 70s, it was the Dallas and the Steelers getting all the calls.
Yeah, it was.
And Miami. I mean,
try being a Raider or a Lion fan. Raiders, we were the most penalized team for a decade.
But the Raiders embraced that image.
We didn't embrace getting twice as many calls as the other team every game.
Yeah, but they embrace being the bad guys. So
yeah, but they got jobbed.
They did.
And the Lions, they used to always, the announcers, you'd hear them say, "Oh, the hapless Lions can't get a break," when the officials are jobbing them. Of course, there's that classic playoff game with Dallas when they picked up the pass interference flag.
Of course, the Lions re-signed Matt Millen after 7 years of incompetence once. So again, it's not just all the refs.
Yeah, but just because you're hapless doesn't mean that the refs can hammer you.
Oh, I know. No,
and that's what they do.
Believe me, I'm all for better refs.
I hear
what I mean?
Who isn't?
But
and so the discussion is among the pro bettors is how many points do you factor into the refs helping KC in every game?
And why can't
point and a half?
We review penalties. They do in the NBA.
I hear you.
I was watching your Cavs last night against Houston.
Right.
And they called a timeout, and they reversed a foul that was on them.
Did my boys win?
No, their best free throw shooter missed 2 free throws that would have won it at the end.
And so my Rockets won.
Yeah, your Rockets
I've got them
won.
both.
So you're covered either way.
Yeah, just for the listeners out there, you're watching Fantasy Football with the Dork and the Dude. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Where can they find us, Dorkster?
Um, iHeart, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, and Apple. Did I get them all? Spotify?
That's Spotify. That's
Okay.
it. All right. So where were we, Dork?
We were just talking about Casey and the refs.
Yeah, I got you.
And that's a thing.
It is a thing.
And however, I just wonder
And
if
the main part of it is they get calls all over the field. And you watched. I called it in real time, 5 in the game. But 2 or 3 of those, Mahomes is going to get, just like Brady. Guy breathes on him,
yeah.
hits him with a fingernail. It's roughing the passer.
And Mahomes is.
He's flopping.
I saw one of them where he didn't get the call, but someone brushed by him. He was running out of bounds, and he falls. He flopped.
Wow, I didn't see that.
I just hate that.
I do too, man.
And
this ain't the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, who are you? What, Reggie Miller or?
I hear you. Okay, that's enough on that. My takeaway on the game was this, Dork, and I'm going to be betting this here pretty quick, if not like tomorrow. Houston's got an awesome defense. Their coach is getting better by the year. He'll go into his 3rd year. Stroud had a down year, but played good in that game.
Yeah.
They were missing Diggs, Tank Dell. They need Diggs is probably gone. He's a free agent. So they need some wide receiver help, but I'm betting them to win the Super Bowl. I think they're at 40.
I saw them at 30 just today.
30, okay.
Yeah.
I'll bet them at 30.
Okay. That's not a bad play.
Easy division. You got fucking Jacksonville, Indy, the Titans, for God's sake. And they're 30-1?
30-1. They got
I wonder how much they are to win their division. 5, 6 maybe?
Who knows?
I'll check that out because that might be a good bet.
They have the quarterback. They have the defense.
Coaching system.
They got good coaches. Nico's a legit stud.
Number
wide
1.
Receiver.
Yep.
So they got it going on.
Dalton
there.
Schultz played pretty well over the year.
Yeah. So I think that's a good one. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Let's get into the next game.
The next game was
on Saturday.
That was Detroit, Washington, right?
Yep. 5 o'clock game Saturday night.
Turnovers. That's about it.
Yeah, and I saw some stat that teams are like, I don't know, 10-0 against the spread if they win the turnover battle.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so that was a whole. Goff became the chokester again.
Right. It's like. Darnold.
Darnold went chokester.
In wild card week, and Goff in divisional round.
And that's a lot of that can be fluky. You don't want to label a guy a choker till he's done it like 3 times in big games.
Right.
So Goff's there. He did it in a Super Bowl.
Right.
He's done it the last 2 years now. You get that label. It's hard to shake, and things like that is what makes the difference between a really good quarterback and a great one.
Yeah.
And so like Mahomes and Josh Allen and all the good ones, they don't make mistakes. But now Jaden, he's not making mistakes.
Jaden's looking good.
Yeah. So.
God, was I.
So would I want my franchise riding on Jared Goff or Sam Darnold? I'm thinking not.
No, but you go with what you got.
Yeah, but now you're like
good quarterbacks are hard to find.
In Detroit, were you surprised that Washington won outright there, Dork? I had them on the money line, so I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, nothing really surprises me.
Right.
But
didn't you expect the Lions to roll?
I was expecting the Lions to roll, absolutely.
As was everybody else damn near out there.
They seem to have it dialed in, and
they play awesome at home.
Yeah, but Washington showed up. Detroit had the turnovers, and I would have liked to see them. I mean, Gibbs was gashing them.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
don't know
they
why
got
they
away
went
from
away
the
from
running
that,
game.
but
I was
when you,
I was talking to Tommy, our Lions fan out
yeah,
there. I said, I can't believe it. Gibbs was gashing him, and they just went away like, oh, we're going to put this on Jared's shoulders so
yeah,
I can throw him a fucking game ball and
yeah,
tell him he's good enough for Detroit.
yeah.
The meatheads.
But
And who's calling those plays? Ben fucking
Ben
Johnson.
Johnson, our Bears' new coach.
Yeah, everybody wants to blame Campbell because they didn't run the ball with Gibbs more in the second half. That's
Yeah,
on Johnson's ass.
it is.
Just like when Kingsbury fucks up.
Mm-hmm.
Or Shanahan when they blow it.
Right? No, you're right. It is. And Washington, they are
Legit.
they are legit. Yeah. And they're
Their
they
defense isn't very good, but
they've improved, but no, they're not.
yeah,
But
if Barkley goes for 175 yards, game's over.
yeah,
But Hurts is hobbled. A.J. Brown is hurt.
yeah.
So we'll see how that game goes. We'll talk about that later. So any more comments on the Washington-Detroit game other than Detroit choked? And the meathead made dumb decisions.
Yeah, basically Detroit blew it. That
They did.
Asking, I was talking to my brother on it, and he pointed out, JMO is not a guy you want making the decision whether to throw a pass or,
Ben Johnson call again.
Ben Johnson call. Yeah, that was.
They
That seemed like
they
a
do all
dumb
these
call.
trick plays
Yeah.
and shit but in a game like this, you got to dial that shit back
Dial
in
it
case it
back,
goes
yeah.
wrong, which
Yep.
it did.
Yep. And it just wasn't their night.
It wasn't.
I don't know what else to say.
I hear you.
And now they're losing both coordinators, and
And they lost their defensive line coach.
yeah,
Offensive line coach might be gone.
he wants to be they may promote him to offensive coordinator because that's what he wants.
Yeah, but
we'll
they might
see.
have somebody else in mind
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
But
I mean that's but they are a talented team. They're going to get what was a good defense back.
Yep.
And hopefully they have better health next year.
All right, well, let's recap the Sunday games, Dork.
Okay, what was the first one? Philly and the Rams?
Yep. I had the Rams there, and they were in that game.
They were ready to score the go-ahead touchdown, and the Philly D stopped them at the end. But
Yep.
that turned into a pretty good game. Barkley was amazing.
He was.
He's
He's been amazing all
He's
year.
him and the O-line. Give the O-line credit too for making
Opening
the
up those
for him,
holes.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, he's been something. And
I'd like to see Barkley win MVP. Why does it have to be a fucking quarterback?
It doesn't.
The last one to win MVP running back, I think, was Peterson.
It was Peterson.
And that was 15 fucking years ago.
Yeah, he helped me win this league.
Ever since then, it's been QBs.
Yeah. That game, it kind of played out as expected.
Uh-huh.
It was a push based on when we, looked at it. And,
Yep. Yeah, it was. I think Philly was kind of lucky to win that fucking thing, to be honest with you. And I've got them to win the Super Bowl 7-1 about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I wanted them to win, but I also wanted the Rams to win, and I thought they played a damn good game.
They did. The Rams showed up well late in the year. And then the last one, Buffalo-Baltimore. And again, that was like Detroit. Baltimore just gave it away.
Yep, they choked it.
And
Mark Andrews
Mark
fumbles,
Andrews,
and then he drops the pass in the end zone to tie it up and send it in OT.
It wasn't a punch out or anything. He just dropped the
He
damn
lost
ball.
the handle.
Yeah.
I feel for the guy, but
Well, I feel for anyone who screws up, but
I hear you.
And again, that's another betting thing. You just you
can't
try and
predict
call
that
it
shit.
right, and you really can't predict it. No.
That's it. Okay, then let's go case. Yeah, that was that last game.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got our final four.
We got our. What do you think going in as we discuss the games and the spread?
Well,
Only 2 games, Dork.
Buffalo. I like Buffalo and Philadelphia. As far as the spread goes.
Okay.
I mean, I hate going against KC so much because they are very good. That they are very good at winning close ones. We talked about the refs, but there's so much heat there. I think they're gonna be aware of it, and
Okay. The spread's up to 2 now.
it's up to 2.
Yep.
People are loving the Chiefs. I think
N-
this is Buffalo's year. Just
Well,
again, they're the better team, I believe,
all
and
the pros are saying that the old narrative is don't bet against Kansas City Chiefs in championship games.
yeah,
They will
okay.
crush you.
And they've been right the past few years.
Yeah. And so I think the line moved from 1 to 2 because here we are Thursday. The sharps are coming in and the wise guys, and they're all
Okay.
on KC.
Okay, what do you think?
I, I I've already bet Washington.
Yeah, but this is KC
Oh,
Buffalo.
I mean,
Talking.
okay. I haven't bet the spread yet, Dork, but I've got some props on that one. I'm
Okay.
leaning Buffalo, and if I can get 2.5, that's when I'll jump.
I got Buffalo on the money line. I
And what was
also-
that?
It was it wasn't a lot. Maybe 110.
Okay.
Plus 110.
That's not
And I
bad.
did take him plus 260 to win the Super Bowl too.
Okay. I
Because
was
I
think,
think-
I
I
was
think-
thinking about that bet.
I think they're going to win. I also think that that's going to be a good price for them because I think they'll be favored against either NFC team.
Sure. But the pros say another way to play that is instead of getting like plus 260, do a money line parlay on Buffalo this week and next week
Okay.
if you can get it.
Okay.
But usually the lines aren't released and stuff. But
Yeah.
there's other ways to go about that as far as playing the matchup.
Yeah.
Buffalo against Philly, if that's what
Yeah.
you believe, and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end up betting Buffalo, and I'm thinking at the end of the game I'm going to be very fucking disappointed.
Maybe.
But I can't bring myself to bet on those cheating fucks.
Okay.
And so that's where I'm at. Okay, next game, Dorchner?
That would be Washington at Philadelphia.
There we go.
It's the spread
It's
is
6. Yep.
And
Washington?
I wouldn't touch this game. I'm not betting.
You're
anything
staying
on
away?
it. Staying
Okay.
away. I do make a pick. I think Philadelphia. Their defense has been stellar all
Yeah, it
year
has.
and has just improved.
And Barkley's a
And
machine.
they got Barkley.
That's
6
it.
is a lot, especially for a team playing as well as Washington.
Yep.
But I've seen inexperienced teams flame out before and flame out badly.
Right.
And I have a hard time believing that's going to happen. But if you ask me who's going to cover, I think it's Philly. That's about it.
The pros are all on Philly.
Are they?
Yep.
Okay.
The line opened like at 4.5 and went boom to like
Okay.
5.5 within like 3 hours and shit.
And I am not dismissing Washington at all. They're a well-coached team. The defense has gotten better. They don't make mistakes, and as we've seen, that's huge in these playoffs.
Yep. If Daniels doesn't fumble or throw an interception, they got a hell of a shot at winning.
They do.
I'm on Washington. I took the 6,
Okay.
and I've also got them on the money line.
Okay.
What did I get them on the money line here? Let's see. I got them the money line plus 230, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, dork. I'm
Yeah.
the dude. You're the dork. Plus 230 on the fucking money line.
You're having a great year gambling, so
Yeah, I am.
you can do stuff like that now. Take a chance here and there.
I had a break
It's
even.
called playing with house money, dude. I don't know if you're aware of that.
That's it. I hit everything on Saturday and hit damn near nothing on Sunday. So I had like a break even week. But this game we're talking about, Washington and Philly, I've got repercussions because I've got Philly to win the Super Bowl at 7-1.
Right.
I grabbed Washington less than 2 weeks ago at 40 fucking to 1.
Yeah.
I only threw $10.
That's $400 for
So-
the way we bet. That's
So I'm going to have a team in the Super Bowl.
yeah.
And you can't always say that with these futures bets.
No, you can't.
Unless you bet New England or KC every year over the years. You could say that maybe, but
KC
So
is something like 650 to 1 for next year. If you
so
want to
I figured this.
jump on it.
I figured it this way. Washington's got a shot. I like the way they're playing. If anything, I can get a backdoor cover. If they win this son of a bitch outright, I got a 40-1 shot in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hell of a bet right now, dude.
Thanks, man.
Okay, let's
As they say, I wish I would have bet more.
Oh yeah, I wish I would have bet more. I wish I would
But I bet this.
Washington.
I bet this before the. I think it was right before the wild card game kicked off.
And this is why I'm sure Washington was like 100 to 1 at some point in the last winter or fall. This is why it's not a terrible idea just to throw a few bucks down on every 100 to 1 shot.
Yeah, well, people were predicting they'd win 4 games.
Yeah, I know. I was. That's what I'd have thought. Wouldn't you?
I bet against them. I bet the under 6.5 in their win total.
Yeah.
I looked like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Okay, so how about we look at prop bets? I know we talked about we were.
Well, do you want?
that.
We're on opposite sides on one of these games. You want to give me 6 with Washington for $10?
Oh, I'd like to stay away from that game. Maybe there's a prop bet we can.
Well,
bet.
we're both probably going to be on Buffalo, so
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's revisit that.
All right. So yeah, I got a shitload of prop bets because with only 2 games, you need some stuff to bet on, and for the most part, I've been hitting pretty good, Dork.
Okay. What the let's go the first game. I'm not sure what that even is. But I have Buffalo
It's
KC first.
Okay, I got KC versus Buffalo too. What you got, Dork?
Okay, so
I broke up my prop bets by TD scores, passing, rushing, receiving bets.
yeah, I got my rushing, receiving.
I didn't.
I got them all down here.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So yeah.
So
What you got?
I like Josh Allen over 231.5 passing yards.
I almost bet that earlier today.
KC is 19th versus QBs in fantasy.
Uh-huh.
I think it's going to be something of a shootout.
They're harder to run on than pass.
Yeah, and
Unless they get that pass rush cranked up, but that don't affect Josh.
no, and
I like that bet.
so I am.
Have you bet it?
That's one I haven't bet it yet. I just kind of did all the.
You need to throw an extra $100 into your DK account because we got 3 games left, Dork.
We got 3 games left.
If
I'm
you want to
probably
win some
gonna do
money and
that.
bail your ass out on the season, that's the way to go.
Okay.
Just advice from a recreational gambler.
No, I've left it alone for about a month because I just wasn't feeling it.
If you're not feeling it
And
and
I
you're
had
getting
about-
crushed, you got to take a break.
I had about $50 in there,
Right.
and then I threw some down on some Super Bowl bets,
Right.
which we'll talk later for 2025.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go over that. I got all the odds for the next year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Dork. We'll do that at the end.
And but I did throw down on Buffalo already, like I told you, to win their money line and win the Super Bowl.
Right. And like I said, the pros they say that it pays off a little better if you bet Buffalo to win this game. You take your winnings, parlay it in on the money line next game.
Oh, okay.
You'll win more than if you get them at plus 230.
Probably. I'm gonna research that more in the off season.
Okay.
Go
Well,
to work
just
it.
listen to Teddy Covers.
Okay. Oh, okay. I will. I have, and he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so
And your
also,
boy Fez.
going back to Buffalo.
Okay.
I like Dalton Kincaid anytime TD for plus 380.
Hate it.
KC is 26 in the league against tight ends in fantasy.
When was the last time Kincaid got in the fucking end zone?
I think it was
Week 8.
I think it was back when he was at Utah 2
Yeah.
years ago.
He's not. They're not targeting him in the end zone. Not saying they can't.
There is no.
I would bet Dawson Knox probably has better odds, and
Maybe.
I'd pick him.
But there is no.
In fact, I looked at all the
There's
TD.
no specific receiver being targeted. I mean, Shakir's numbers have ticked up a little, but there's,
Well,
he spreads it around.
Shakira's getting 80 yards a game.
With the Kansas, I think it's 67 the last couple of games, 65, 67.
Okay.
But that's still above what he's getting. And I don't trust that against the Kansas City D. But tight ends have gotten yardage on him, and I think Allen's going to go wild, and I think I think that's a good bet.
Okay.
That's it.
That's all. The only prop
Those are
bets you
my
got?
only Buffalo bets.
Okay, here's what I got. KC Buffalo. I got Ray Davis anytime touchdown plus 425. I've got Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown plus 190. Almost getting 2-1 on Hunt.
I like Hunt.
Yeah, and then I got a long shot. Curtis Samuel 7-1.
Yeah, I like anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
I like that because
I'm going some long shots, Dork.
Buffalo's spreading it around. You
Yep.
know. I don't know if I like the Davis one, just because KC is pretty good against the run.
True.
I thought about what's his name, James Cook.
Right.
Over 57.5.
Uh-huh.
Because he's beaten that 4 or 5 weeks, and he's doubled that like 3 of the past 6 weeks.
But KC will shut him down.
But KC is pretty good against the run, so I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
But
okay.
All you need is a plunge there. So 425, yeah, I could see that.
Oh yeah.
And my KC bet.
And I bet $10 on all of those, so I get 42.50 back if he hits that some bitch.
Okay, here's my KC bets. Hunt over 36.5 rushing yards. He's become their number one, slightly over Pacheco, but he should get that. Buffalo ain't great against the run.
Pacheco looks like he's not back yet.
Right. Kelsey over 69.5 yards receiving.
All the pros are on that one.
He averages about 90 yards the last 3 years in the playoffs.
Yep.
Every year he steps it up in the playoffs.
And Mahomes looks for him.
And
the sumbitch gets wide open. How did he get that wide open again last week?
So how does someone that slow get that wide open?
Especially when he's the only guy that can really beat you.
I know.
It happens every time. What do these defensives think?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've talked before, if I'm a defense, I got some linebacker that's hitting the fuck out of Kelsey about 3 yards off the line and chipping his ass every fucking time. Oh, that's your job. You hit Kelsey before the 5-yard penalty zone every time. That sumbitch looked like hamburger by the end of the game.
I also have Mahomes over 25.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
He
under?
Over.
Over, yeah. The pros are all on that too.
This is kind of like a Super Bowl for Kansas City and Buffalo.
Sure.
I think. And if you look at Mahomes, his rushing yards in Super Bowls, not so much in playoffs, but have always gone way over.
And he might get you an extra 10 yards when he fakes going out of bounds and the defender doesn't want to hit him, and he scampers for another 10 because he knows he's getting a penalty if he touches his ass.
Hey, if it's rigged for KC, profit on it. That's just the way it is.
That's it.
And also, Xavier Worthy, his over-under on rushing yards is 4.5.
I saw that. The pros are all on that too.
I mean, most of he gets 2 or 3 rushes a game, and
if he only gets one, there's a good shot he can get 5 yards.
Exactly.
Yeah, every pro on the planet's on that one, which means he probably won't even get a rush attempt.
Maybe. I don't know,
but he does. They do those end arounds to him all the time.
Yeah. They're going to do it.
I like that. I'm surprised it hasn't gone up since every show I've watched, somebody mentions it.
Okay. Well, the props, the public doesn't really like the props, I guess. Or they don't play them.
True.
So.
Yeah, it's mainly a pros game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else with KC Buffalo?
That's it.
Okay, I've got Mahomes under 252.5 yards at minus 110.
Okay. I could see that. You know, I did look up something. I spent a lot of the day, and no mail got delivered at the college today because I was busy at my desk looking at stats.
I believe it. I can relate to that.
The last 10 games, Mahomes is actually averaging 245 passing yards a game.
That's under
We had
this.
talked about a slow start, but
That's under this, and I think
I didn't want to go.
I think with Hunt and Pacheco, they're going to want to chew clock, run the ball.
Okay. I don't know. I kind of see a big game there. I would go over on that, but I wouldn't make. There's other bets I like better than that. So
Okay, let's see here. What else do I have in that game? Let's see. I got Shakir, 60-plus yards, plus 105.
I like that. Like I said, he has become. He's not being targeted like a number one, but he does get the most targets of any Bills receiver now. So
Yeah, he's getting 8 to 10 targets a
yeah,
day.
I can see that.
And then I've also got James Cook, 60-plus yards, even money.
See, I did kind of like that one, but I'm worried about the KC defense against the run.
I'm not.
Good.
Duke could break off a 30-yarder at any point,
Could.
and he's
He
halfway fucking there.
He could, but KC. Check this out, dude. I got all the team's ranks against on fantasy,
Nice.
and KC is number 2 against running backs.
Sure.
So that just worries me. That gives me pause.
Maybe part of that is, though, that people know that they want to beat them, they have to throw on them, so they run less.
That could be, yeah.
So that's all I love Cook, 60-plus yards.
Okay.
I see that dude getting 75, 80 yards in this game. And that's all I have for that one. Let's go to the next one, Dorkster.
Okay.
Washington versus Philly.
Okay, I don't have as much there. Who do you got for Washington, first of all?
Okay, well, anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
I got Daniels plus 205. I got Goddard plus 290.
Okay.
And then my long shot is Washington D, 6-1.
6-1, okay. I can, 6-1, I can't argue with that.
Let's say Hurts fumbles and somebody runs it in.
They've been ball hawking a lot.
Yeah. 6-1. I threw $10.
Why not? Well, Terry McLaurin, in 7 of his last 8 games, he has scored a touchdown.
Yep.
So I think at plus 1,000 for the first TD,
10-1.
He's a decent play.
Uh-huh.
I think plus 130 for an anytime TD.
Yep.
That's also a good play.
I looked at that.
Zach Ertz has also scored 4 TDs in his last 4 games.
I looked at anytime TD for him.
Now, the first TD of the game for him is plus 1,900.
19-1?
Yeah.
I might have to get on that.
The way he's scoring, that's a decent bet.
Even if you throw $5.
Yeah. And anytime TD plus 295 for him.
Let's see, if you threw $5 on that, you win almost 50.
Yeah. And just the way they've been scoring.
No, that's 20-1. You win almost 100.
Yeah.
That'd be for 10. Okay. I like that bet.
And that's the ones I like for Washington. I'm a little worried about all the yardage ones just because of the Eagles D, but I know.
Remind me of that bet, Dork.
Okay, it's Zach Ertz.
Ertz. Anytime?
Anytime is plus 295.
Uh-huh. First is 19-1.
And first TD is 19-1.
I'm all over that for at least $5.
And McLaurin, first TD is 10-1.
Uh-huh.
And anytime is plus 130. So you're...
Good call there, Dork.
Okay, thank you.
Very good call there. Okay, I had one. Oh, I've got... okay, so... what else do I have in that game? I got Daniels over 1.5 TDs at plus 125.
Yeah, one to Ertz and one to McLaurin.
He's been throwing 2 a game.
He has been, yes, and that's
or more.
That's a good call. The only thing that worries me is the Philly D is pretty good.
Yeah, but they can be exploited in the secondary.
And I want to say though,
and
Mitchell's out, right?
And Daniels just makes shit happen. I don't care how good your defense is.
Yeah.
When he's running around, he's throwing lasers. No one can stop that shit.
it's pretty funny now, and it's early
It's amazing.
in their careers, but my Bears could go down as a team
They didn't take
that
Daniels.
passed on both Patrick Mahomes and Jaden Daniels while taking another QB.
Yep. I know. That would be ironic if
Yeah.
you and I are like 85-year-old men and they're putting Daniels in the Hall of Fame and
I know.
shit.
I know we had him. We both had him behind May and what you call. I may have had him behind Penix.
I don't follow that shit, so I don't know where I had him, but Williams and him were consensus 1-2, and so I just went with the flow and said that,
Either way, anyone who he's making people look like fools.
And coaching helps.
Coaching helps. Offensive line helps.
I mean, Williams' coaching situation was a disaster from day one.
Yep, and his stats were still pretty darn good.
They were.
So this debate isn't over yet, but Daniels definitely has a big lead right now.
Yeah, he does.
And he is so cool out there.
As cool as ice.
Yeah, he is. A lot of fun to watch.
Okay, I've also got Eckler over 25 yards plus 140.
Okay, you think? Yeah, he's a smart, steady veteran.
He's getting more carries every week.
Yeah, he's the guy you want to lean on.
And he's one of those cats. He gets a crease. He could be gone for 25 on one fucking play.
Right. That's just it.
I love that bet, and I'm getting it at plus 140.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got, Dork.
Okay, so I Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
He's averaging 160 yards rushing in the last 4 games.
Yeah, he is.
His over/under is 127.5.
I think it's up to 129.
129.
Yep.
I think you got to hit the over on that.
I do too.
And
much as I hate to say it, because I want Washington to win, but
they are going to lean on him big time. And also, Barkley, 2 touchdowns is plus 250. 2 anytime touchdowns.
I like better bets than that.
And first TD, he's plus 340.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. And I just think they're going to lean heavy on him with Hurts. Obviously, Hurts.
They've got to.
And
he's their best player.
Their receivers are struggling, inconsistent, and injured.
I hear you.
So they got to lean on Barkley.
I agree. So I like that. And most of the pros are over the Barkley rushing numbers.
Okay.
Okay, let me tell you what. You got anything else to add before we move?
Should we talk next year's Super Bowl first?
Well, let's do that. Get that out of the way. Since we're talking betting, I'm just going to give you the rest of my bets I got.
Okay.
And you haven't bet anything, so this will be quick.
Well, I do. I've got a couple bets on Buffalo, but I'm gonna
right.
I'm gonna be throwing down on Ertz and McLaurin, I think, and Barkley.
There you go. And that 19-1 shot.
At 19-1, Zach Ertz.
Yep. I played Washington and plus 6. And I also took them on the money line, like I said, at plus 230, which I thought is a pretty good number because they can realistically win this fucking game.
I think people are underestimating Washington. I mean,
I'm worried about their defense and I'm worried about Barkley, but you're going to be worried about something going into a championship game.
Philly's a good team.
Yeah, they are.
Nothing would surprise me in that game.
I parlayed. Just a $10 parlay. I parlayed Washington and Buffalo money line plus 576.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's a no sweat bet. Remember I told you
take the no sweat bets when they come in your inbox.
Yeah,
yes.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
But 2 days ago you could have got it, which I did.
Okay.
So
I got to get dialed in more.
You got to get dialed in. So if I lose that bet, I get my $10 back. Is a bonus bet. I've got, like I said, Ray Davis, anytime touchdown, plus 425. I got Daniels, anytime touchdown, 205.
Now, question, is that running or passing?
We talked about this, Dork. If you're a quarterback, you have to run it in.
Okay, got it.
Well, it's a rushing touchdown.
Right, but okay.
They have receiving touchdown bets.
Okay, but this isn't a touchdown pass.
No, it's a rush.
Okay.
Like I say, they've got touchdown pass receptions, a separate bet.
Okay. I know. But
So they don't say anytime rushing TD.
Okay.
It's just anytime TD.
Okay. So, dude, I'm old. I forget shit.
There might be a case though where, let's say, maybe some dude fumbled it and your guy recovered it in the end zone. That might qualify.
I would think so.
I don't know.
It's anytime TD.
But it's not anytime receiving or people that load up knowing some guy's got a shot at 2 a game.
Okay.
And let's see here. I like this one. I got this as a. Did I get this? I got this as a parlay. I got Shakir over 60 yards and Eckler over 25 yards receiving at plus 380.
Oh, okay. That's a fun bet.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because Eckler's the veteran you want to kind of lean on.
Just like when I was talking about
like
rushing, with the receiving, you can take a swing pass and go 25 fucking yards.
Or what is it? What do they call the loopy ones? The loopy pass routes. It's not coming to me, but
I don't know what you're talking about, Dork.
Where the running back kind of takes off in a loop around the sidelines. Man, that's not important.
It's not important.
The Seahawks with Russell Wilson were good at it. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Good luck on those, dude. That's all I can say.
Thanks, man. And like I say, I'm feeling really good setting on 2 futures going in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Knowing I'm going to get one player in the game, one team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go for the Super Bowl. Let's do what the current odds are now on the game that's going to be coming up in 2 weeks from Sunday. Eagles currently are the favorites at plus 180. Chiefs are plus 220. Bills plus 255. Commanders plus 750. That's the current numbers. You see any that you like there, Dork?
Well, like I said, I already bet the Bills at plus 260.
Okay.
I've actually.
So what about the Eagles at plus 180? It's still plus money.
You got them plus 700 though.
Yeah.
So you're doing good.
Yeah.
I'm worried about their injuries.
You and me both.
I
could see a scenario. Hurts is wearing a knee brace.
Yeah.
He gets some pressure. He gets hit. He awkwardly fumbles the fucking ball and it's returned for a touchdown.
The last Super Bowl he didn't even get hit. He just dropped the ball and that changed the whole game.
Yeah, so I could see something happening. And the thing that bothers me about Hurts, besides the fact that he's hurt, he looks like he's playing out there with no confidence.
He does.
I don't like some quarterback going into a championship game with that demeanor.
Yeah.
And then apparently him and A.J. Brown now hate each other's guts. And so it's a soap opera, which it was last year when they were collapsing at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And we might get a fucking replay if they can shut down Barkley and they lose this game to where they just crash and burn.
We'll see. They're a talented team.
Yeah, they are. I'm not discounting them.
You can't discount them. I do. I agree with Hurts because to win it all, you typically need a real good quarterback. I mean, an elite quarterback.
Right.
And I don't know if Hurts is it right now.
I don't either. He's not playing like it.
And teams have won with defense and running before, and they do have that. But
yep, and that's going to be their recipe.
Yeah, but I still lean towards the AFC team to win.
Okay. All right, so let's look at next year, Dork. What you got?
Okay, 2 teams I like, and they have gone down since I bet them.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah, are the Packers and the Rams. Packers are now 20-1. Rams are 25-1.
What did you get them at? Rams 28. Is that
Rams 28, Packers 22.
Nice.
And these are the 2 youngest teams in the league.
They are.
And they're both well coached, good organizations.
I'm worried that Stafford might be leaning towards retiring.
That's a thing. That's definitely a thing.
That's the only reason I didn't grab him at 28.
Yeah. And
because if he's gone, what's their answer?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
None.
Then I got 4 teams that I liked at 60 to 1,
Okay,
just because I thought the odds were way too high for them.
sure.
It's our favorite team of destiny, the Steelers.
I can't go there this year
Um, the team we all love to hate, the
because
Cowboys.
who's going to be their quarterback? Justin Fields.
We'll see. We don't know that yet.
They've
That's a
got one
wild
wide
card.
receiver, and he's a freaking head case.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, they're 60 to
no
1.
running game.
They're 60 to 1, but
I don't like the direction they're going, Dork.
they do make the playoffs every year. I got Arizona at 60 to 1.
I kind of like that, but I'm losing faith in Kyler the more he plays.
Yeah, me too. But
I'm not going to put money on him.
I don't know if I am either. And I like Seattle at 60 to 1.
I'll probably throw something on Seattle at $20 maybe at least.
And again, they're 60 to 1. I get it.
Well, actually,
there are a lot of flaws, but
$10 gets you 600.
it's not bad.
I'll throw $10 on those fools.
There you go. And then I also put down the Niners are 16 to 1.
I like that.
I think
I looked at that hard today.
That's a little too high for them. And I took 200 to 1 shots that I like. Cleveland, because of their defense,
They're 200 to 1?
100 to 1.
Yeah.
2 that are 100 to 1.
I see it.
And also Indianapolis, I think they're just better than 100 to 1.
I bet Indy last year on both their win total and Super Bowl, and they crushed me. I'm not going
I
there
don't
again.
have a lot of confidence in Anthony Richardson.
I have none.
But I've been wrong on quarterbacks before.
I have no confidence. But one promising thing about Richardson, and remember this, Dork, I know it's going to be 7 months away, but when we have our fantasy draft or whatever,
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson is going to this guru quarterback coach that worked
good.
with Josh Allen, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
In
you
the
know-
offseason, he's going to spend time with that cat and get this shit worked out. Maybe.
Josh Allen busted out in his 3rd year.
Yeah, he did.
And Anthony Richardson is kind of a Josh Allen clone,
except
physically
that
big.
he's injury prone, mofo.
Yeah, well, that can change, though,
First 2 years, though.
And if he puts up a few good performances, all of a sudden the refs are going to be protecting him. And,
Yeah. He might be a China doll.
He might be. We don't know right now, but they're 100 to 1,
Okay.
and they got more talent than that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Who do you like?
Well, I normally take some 20 to 25 to 1
Yeah.
shots, and then I'll take a few longer ones, so I like to mix it up, Right now, the only bet that I have is I took the Falcons at 60 to 1.
Okay.
But one I'm looking at and I really like is the Houston Texans at 30 to 1.
Okay. What's your logic on the Falcons?
I'm going with Penix. He's been in the system a year. He looked good when he played. They've got playmakers with Bijan Robinson, London,
Kyle Pitts?
Allgeier, and they're going to draft some more dudes.
Yeah.
They need and this is all stipulated on the fact that they draft for defense because they got no fucking pass rush. They're mediocre in linebacker and secondary. So if they draft and hit on a couple of young dudes, maybe pick up a free agent to help them out with that pass rush, 60 to 1's too high for a team with that much talent.
Yeah, okay, I agree. And, dude, here's something about the draft. I looked at the PFF rankings of the top 50. 17 of them are edge rushers.
Nice.
So Atlanta, if they have their first and second pick, which I'm not sure on, I know they have their first.
Okay.
They could probably land a couple of good rookie edge rushers.
And then I say they always have cap money, so spend some fucking cap money.
Yeah.
You got a second-year quarterback contract.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you're going to have to eat Cousins' contract when you release his ass.
Right, but someone's going to want Cousins.
They're not going to trade for him.
They probably won't trade.
They're going to have
for
to
him, but
release
this
his ass.
Wait for him to be cut.
And that's a $50 million cap hit.
Yep. Well, that's the gamble you take.
That's
you
what
know?
bad organizations do, which kind of makes me feel not too good about the Falcons because they are a bad organization.
I'm also not wild about their coach, Raheem Morris.
He's slightly above average, I think.
Yeah, better coordinator than head coach, but
Yeah, but if anyone can turn that defense around, it'd be him and his
Yes.
DC.
Yep.
There's a couple others that well, you didn't mention your Bears. You've already bet them.
I bet the Bears every year. But,
Yeah, what'd you get them at?
I
50?
actually got them at 40, and they're back up to 50.
The Ben Johnson thing sent the odds the other direction.
You know, I like the hiring. So
I do too.
We'll see how it goes. I mean,
But first year head coach, they've got so much shit on their plate it can be overload.
I was thinking about that. Is George Seifert the only first-year head coach to win a Super Bowl?
I think so, and
did Barry Switzer when Dallas hired him?
I think they both did.
Okay, but that was a championship.
That's the exception,
team.
Yeah.
You know that a new
and
coach
Switzer
came
was an
to-
idiot.
Yeah, yes, he was.
Good point there. That deserves a dork alert, dork.
Oh, God, here we go again.
well-
Dork alert.
Well, I was at work today. I was thinking about it. Has that happened? And then I thought, yeah,
Seifert was actually a good coach.
Seifert, he was. He won 2 Super Bowls. You do that, you got something going on.
Yeah, you do.
And
Well, you learned under the best.
and Switzer just took over a talented roster and didn't screw it up for a year.
Exactly.
I don't know if there's been any others. I don't think there has.
I don't think there has either. That's a good point there, Dork. If I had to go any other direction right now with the odds the way they are, I would be looking for a team with a good defense and a young quarterback.
Yeah.
And so let's see here. When I'm looking
So
through,
that's what Houston
I don't know.
does for you.
I've seen a couple programs where, that's where Houston is. A couple programs, people talking about the Washington Commanders as soon as these odds came out, and they go, "Can you believe?" I think it was Chad and Simon's dumbasses,
Okay.
and they were talking about the Super Bowl odds, and Simon goes, "Can you believe that they've got Washington at 16-1 to win the Super Bowl next year, when we all know there's going to be regression, sophomore slump." The guy's an idiot.
Yeah. Hey, and going back again, history
I might
here.
bet Washington at 16-1.
They're in the Final Four this year. They're looking good.
And Simon says they're idiots.
Didn't Quinn get to the Super Bowl in his second year in Atlanta?
Yep.
And I want to say Joe Gibbs brought Washington to Super Bowl championship.
Yep.
His second year.
Yep.
Back in the 80s.
Well, and I told you this week in the Washington-Philly game,
Yeah.
first thing out of Simon's mouth is Washington is dead on arrival.
Yeah.
They have no shot at winning this game.
Yeah. You know what?
They've got a frickin' shot.
I'm going to go home and throw down on Washington.
Do it. Yeah, just so that when they cover that 6 points, we can see Simon, because when they lose, which is almost all the time, they're like this. Chad, my model showed that,
Yeah.
those idiots.
Yeah, and
I might take the Seahawks.
yeah, I'm a Seahawks fan.
And at 30-1, it might be worth throwing $10 on the Broncos.
Oh yeah.
They've
Sean
got a good
Payton's
young
up.
quarterback. They've got a good defense. Those are two of my prerequisites.
They have a hell of a coach too.
The gutter snipe performed miracles.
Yes, he did.
And so at 30-1, And let's say that Kansas City, with the help of the refs, gets their three-peat, and Taylor Swift and Kelsey run off to get married and shit, and
Go Taylor, go.
Brittany has baby number 4 or whatever the fuck's going on.
And names it Donald J. Mahomes.
Yeah, I like it. And so Kansas City just might, and let's say Andy retires, they might just pack it in, and that might be a division for Denver to win.
Yeah.
So at 30-1, I might
So,
look at those boys.
One more question before we wrap it up. What do you think about Carolina at 100-1?
Hate it.
But you may have said the same thing about Washington last year.
I'm
this
thinking
time.
Bryce Young, though. We know a little bit of what he is.
Yeah,
He looked
he's been
better at the
shaky.
end.
He had some moments, but he wasn't great.
He's not consistent,
Yeah,
and that's what
and
you have to be.
you gotta have the quarterback. You're right, and I can't.
Daniels
buy into
is
him.
fucking going out there completing 78% of his fucking passes.
Yeah,
Is a rookie.
yeah.
Whereas fucking Bryce Young is lucky if he completes 53.
And I'm just gonna say, going into the year, no one would have looked at his weapons at running back, receiver, and tight end,
Yep.
and said that's in the top half of the league.
Yeah, like they said about the Bears.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Caleb's going to come in and tear it up, man. Can you see those fucking weapons?
They have set him up better than any rookie ever.
In history.
Yes.
And he's a generational talent. So, man, Bears going to the playoffs.
You know what they should have cut bait on Eberflus
Big time.
last year,
It's easy to say in retrospect, but I was saying it going into the season. I go, why'd they keep that dude? You got a rookie quarterback, bring in a young mind that's offensive minded.
You were right. Yeah, everyone who said that was right.
And Eberflus looked terrible the year before.
Yep.
Okay. But what, Dork?
Oh, he was the hot coordinator at the time.
He was.
So.
And he'll get a job.
Oh, he'll be a good DC again.
Yeah, he will. Okay, well, thanks for watching Fantasy Football with the Dork and the Dude. Are we going to be back next week or the week before the Super Bowl, Dork?
We don't know.
We don't know.
The week before the Super Bowl.
Oh, and hi to Frankfurt, Germany out there.
I don't think there are any Pro Bowl bets anyone's going to be making.
Yeah, no, we're not talking Pro Bowl. So we'll definitely have. Well, we'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
You 8 guys out there, hang in there. We'll give you all the analysis you need. And if more times than not you would have been betting with the Dude this year, you would have won.
It's been a tough year for the pros. It's been a great year for the Dude. Give him his props.
I don't like to keep rubbing it in there, Dork, but
we have good years, we have bad years.
Yeah, we do. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week, maybe.